One other trip to Bogus Basin that really I enjoyed when I was in junior high, it was just me and Dad going on this trip from our family. And we were down to like one bus at that point. These buses kind of got smaller and smaller before they finally went away. But it was like a half full bus, and we're about ready to take off, and they were loading out the back of the bus full of chips and soda pop and beer. And they didn't have any beer yet. And so they're saying, hey, we need to get beer. And so they're collecting a bunch of money, and they're talking, my dad's going to get the money and go get some beer. And they're going, okay, we need to get Budweiser. No, we got to get it Miller. No, you got to get Michelob. And so they're debating about what kind of beer they're going to get. And Dad says, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And so he goes off, and I think they're still debating on what kind of beer they should have and a few other things. And Dad comes back, rolling back in with his truck, and he holds out this case of generic beer. Says, will this do? And they're all incredulous at the generic beer on their trip to Bogus Basin, but he had better beer tucked away someplace. He did the cheap beer thing, but he knew that he'd probably be lynched if he did the whole trip in cheap beer. We went up there. It was a really neat trip. Spring break, like I said, for us, everybody else took their spring break a week or two later, so we had the mountain to ourselves. And the first day, a Monday, we went up skiing, and it was just a blizzard, just snow just dumping on the mountain. And I was an okay skier, but powder was not something I had ever really learned how to do. But Dad taught me how to do it. It was, I wanted to go into the lodge, but Dad, this was really good skiing. He was not going to go in, but he coaxed me down the mountain and showed me how to ski the powder. And luckily I just followed him because I couldn't tell where in the mountain we were. But kind of learned how to do the powder a little bit, and it was kind of groused that it was a cold, lousy day and like that. But the next day, the sun came out, and all that powder was still out there. It was waist deep to me. It was still about 3 feet deep. And we spent the entire week skiing in the powder because we would go down a hillside and we'd make our 2 tracks down. Dad's really nice slick ass, mine really crappy Z's or whatever the hell I looked like. But we get down the mountain and then we'd come back up and we get back to that same place, and our 2 tracks were the only tracks on that mountain. So we just moved over a little bit and did 2 more tracks down. And we'd basically spend the morning eating up that hillside and then go find another hillside someplace else. And it was just beautiful. I really learned how to ski powder. It was a really neat bonding experience with my dad. It's one of those experiences I really cherish.